What's up everyone, my name is Gothix and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I am going to be doing a reaction video to someone else reacting to someone else. So I feel like this is somewhat of a reaction-ception. And yeah, we're just gonna have fun with it. So to give you guys some context of why I'm standing up and why I am in front of my whiteboard, we are going to be responding to, or reacting to rather, a video by a really popular YouTuber by the name of Asmondgold. I'm not too familiar with his content. I've seen some of his clips here and there, but recently a video popped up on my feed of him reacting to Melonie Mac getting banned from Twitch. And if you don't know who Melonie Mac is, she is a Christian, and that's pretty much all you need to know. All right, and she was banned from a very woke, non-Christian platform, okay? So it's kind of, it's already adding up right there. I had her on my stream a couple of months ago just to hang out, and she was really, really fun to chat with. But I guess for more context, she got banned recently because she was apparently spewing homophobic rhetoric on the platform. Now, again, if you are a Christian, you understand the context of said homophobia, and it is pretty much just, you know, quoting the Bible. So surprise, surprise, a platform that preaches inclusion and tolerance is very exclusive and intolerant to Christians. Who knew? Who knew? So yeah, anyways, I saw a video of him responding to Melonie, and with an open mind, I said, let me hear what his argument is, and so we're gonna watch it together, and then we are going to go over to my handy dandy whiteboard to talk about why he's wrong. All right, so let's watch this video together, okay? And then you can hear the full context of what Melonie said.
Sin is not an identity, and LGBT is not an identity. It's not real. It is all sin that goes against God's design. Society has called this sin an identity to normalize it. But yeah, the concept of sexualities isn't real. There is what God designed, which is a husband and a wife, and then there's sin. That is it. The whole notion and concept of, oh, everybody has different sexualities, that was designed to normalize sin. And that's also a slippery slope.
The implication of what she's saying is that if you're okay with gay people, then some people that are pedophiles will try to touch kids. That's what she's saying. She's implying that because you're born with your sexuality, then anything that you're born with is okay. Well, this is clearly not true, and nobody really thinks this. There are plenty of things that people are born with that, for example, they can't do. Like if you're born blind, you probably can't get a driver's license. So just because you're born a certain way doesn't mean society has to accommodate it.
It seems to me that he's conflating being born with a disability with being born and then making the choice to perform an action. Because me kissing another woman is me actively making a choice. There is a choice in that. And he's comparing that to someone who's blind. And also, the entire statement of him saying, well, society doesn't have to accommodate people born in a particular way, it contradicts everything that he's talking about in this video, because if that's the case, then why are you upset if someone says homosexuality is a sin? We don't have to accommodate people if they're born in a particular way. It's a self-defeating argument.
Animals, for example, people can say, well, that's my
You see what she's implying.
sexuality, like they're attracted to dogs like that or something.
Yeah, but the dog didn't consent. That's the difference. How do you not understand the difference between consenting adults and not? Like, I don't, how is it possible that people still can't figure this out?
Consent, okay? Let's continue.
Who here is enough of a fucking boomer to remember the satanic panic with Pokemon? So what happens whenever the theocracy takes over and they just decide to burn her for being a witch that supports witchcraft and monsters? Why not? I mean, you want to run things based off the Bible. You want to make decisions based off what the Bible and what these books that are thousands of years old think to do.
Oh, I'm about to get a lesson in the Bible. You know, I love when non-Christians start quoting Leviticus. Like, I freaking love it. Let me guess, he's gonna start talking about tattoos, and oh man, it's gonna be so good.
The idea that a girl like this, with tattoos all over her, that is wearing a low-cut t-shirt with what's...
Sir, low cut? Where? I need to open my eyes. I don't see boobage. Where?
She somehow thinks that she's going to be living in a utopia if there's a theocracy. She is so delusional and out of her fucking mind. It is amazing to me. I wish...
So, hold on.
People like this, we could get together and do a GoFundMe to send them to the most religiously restrictive country in the world. And then they can stay there and they'll be happy. Send them to the Taliban. Send them to ISIS. And then maybe they'll understand why things are the way they are. Did she say...
Did he just equate Christianity to the Taliban? I'm not cracking on you, Asmond. I'm really not. I'm just confused. How you got to that conclusion, that correlation there, I'm not seeing it. So here's the other thing that I notice is a lot of times they'll try to conflate theocracy with someone wanting to legislate their morality, specifically a Christian, because when everyone else tries to legislate their morality, for example, the LGBTQIA plus minus LMNOP, when they try to legislate their morality, no one bats an eye. It's totally fine. But when Christians do it, theocracy. And that's the reality of politics, is that every single person, whether you are a Christian, a Muslim, an atheist, a communist, terrorist, everyone is trying to legislate their morality. So really, the only question is whose morality is the morality.
I talked to girls that have grown up in countries like, for example, Turkey, where they were body shamed by their own family members for wearing shorts, physically shamed as well. And she has the privilege of living in a country where that doesn't happen. And she wants to pull the ladder up and take that privilege away from other people.
What?
We've worked very hard to get where we're at. And it's disappointing that so many regressive people like this are trying to bring us back into the dark ages.
What do you mean?
If she wants to hate gay people, that's her right to hate gay people.
Okay, so according to him, let's go to the whiteboard. You like my drawing? According to him, hate equals disagree or Bible, pro-Bible. Because that's another common argument that I hear is people will accuse me of hating the LGBT, and I'm like, what do you mean by hate? Oh, you think what they're doing is wrong. Yeah, well, you think what I'm doing is wrong, so do you hate me?
She's religious, and for religious people, the LGBT community is a sin. But she a long time ago told me that she doesn't hate, and as a religious person should not hate other people.
Yeah.
I disagree. I would believe that if she didn't make the argument that being okay with being gay leads to being okay with being a pedophile.
All right, so he believes that Melonie hates gay people because Melonie is making the argument that there is a slippery slope when you say that homosexuality is normal and you normalize that. Eventually it will lead to pedophilia or bestiality or all the other crazy stuff, okay? Now, she's totally right, and I'm going to show you why she's totally right. Before I get into that, let me show you this clip that I recently found that I think will give more context to what we're going to talk about.
According to current research, pedophilia is an unchangeable sexual orientation, just like, for example, heterosexuality. It is our responsibility to reflect and to overcome our negative feelings about pedophiles.
From an emotional point of view, I can kind of understand that you would want to eliminate these people from society. However, it doesn't make sense. And that's because we're talking about biology. We're talking about a sexual orientation, something that we simply cannot change. Every day, new people are born with the same difficulty.
Okay. You see this? Do you see this? This right here? You see what I'm looking at? Yeah. Let me zoom in. You see this? What's that look like? Now, where have you heard all of this before?
Like, I don't, how is it possible that people still can't figure this out?
So you see a pattern here. They're born with it. They don't have a choice. You have to unlearn your ideas about pedophilia. It's a sexual preference. Everyone deserves to feel in love. And by the way, we have experts who have came to this conclusion that there's nothing wrong with these particular things. C.S. Lewis put it perfectly. He said that every historical statement in the world is believed on someone's authority. What Asmond was saying earlier was consent. Consent is the deciding factor here. But what happens when words lose meaning? Because if we think about transgenderism, for example, there seems to be this idea that kids can consent to puberty blockers, kids can consent to life-altering medical procedures because they think that they were born as the wrong sex. So if we're saying that a young child is mature and coherent enough to consent to medical procedures, then how long until the experts say it's okay for kids to consent to pedophilia? How long? Again, per what Asmond said, that's crazy. That would never happen. And based on what I just showed you. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do me a favor and hit the like and subscribe button. And if you would like to see me do another whiteboard video in regards to something else, or maybe you have something you'd like me to react to, let me know in the comment section below. My name is Gothix, and I will see you next time.